guys, so I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to approach your still life drawings. The first thing you want to do is you want to practice. So you can see I've set up a little still life here in front of myself, and I'm basically just going to practice on this piece of cardboard. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're thinking about shapes. Look at the objects as if there are shapes. Now that we've got our basic shapes down, we can see that we're filling up their entire page. We don't want to go too small. We also want to make sure that we've got things in proportion. So if something seems bigger to you, if it's popping forward, it means that it is bigger prospectively. It is closer to you. So you want to draw that object much larger. So now we have our set up. We know how we're going to go about it. We've practiced the outline of our drawing. We can add some details that we think we might struggle with on our final if we think that it's going to be good practice. So now I'm giving myself an idea of where I can go with this drawing. We're staying loose. We're not trying to do anything in detail at this point. We're just trying to find those shapes and find those areas that are going to lead our eye. Okay, so since I'm working with white paper, I'm going to use a very light color so that if I make any mistakes, we'll be able to go over it. I'm going to start with a yellow, and I'm going to just look at my still life. I'm going back and forth between looking at my still life and doing my drawing. Okay, now I've put down my main shapes and I know what I'm doing. We want to make sure that we find a focal point, something that's going to grab the viewer's eye when they look at your artwork. When I look at my artwork, I can see that this flower up front is very good for a focal point. It's right out in front, it's in the center of my drawing. I know that this is going to work well for my artwork. Now I'm going to move to another color, and I'm going to use this color to help me start adding those details in. I'm using green because I can see there's a lot of green in my composition, and I know that this color is going to reappear. If your artwork goes off of the page, that's fine. Just make sure you're not trying to make things smaller to fit on your page. Let them fall off the page if that's the right proportion. With still lives, the main thing is to get the correct proportions. Also think about texture. I can see that my sunflower has a lot of furry texture, so I'm going to include that in my drawing. I want to start slowly adding my darks. That's really going to make my painting pop forward, and it's going to give me the confidence to move forward. Now I'm starting to bring in the shadows and look more at my details. About the placement of things, I can start adding my colors with a lot of pressure, because I know that those are the colors that I want to keep around. About textures, perhaps I want to smooth out areas that might be glass or might appear to be smooth in real life. That's going to give a more realistic effect. I've got a vase in my painting or my drawing, and so I'm smoothing that area out so that there's a difference in texture between the objects. Okay, so that was still life drawing. We can see, if we look at the picture, we can even go closer and have a look. We can see that I've used a lot of different techniques to get this effect without going into too much detail. Detail is not necessarily what you're looking for when you're doing a still life painting. You want to go for form. How do things look? What is the shape? How can I make it look that way without going into too much detail? That's what's going to guide you on these still life paintings. So we can see there's the still life and there's the painting. And I hope you guys have fun with this one. I'll be walking around the class helping you.